You hear me?
All yours, Charlie.
Rock and roll. So squeezing smart recovery into 15 minutes is going to be a struggle for me also. First off, I want to thank the guys prior to me for the work that they do. A lot of what I say about this, we run a very different system, and I am in no way detracting from the efforts and the successes that fellowship meetings have for millions of people around the world. You should indeed check them and try them. There are as many roads to recovery as there are individuals. We firmly believe that. It will not be the same. No two people are the same. No one's definition of recovery will be the same. On the back of that, SMART stands for Self-Management and Recovery Training. It's a science-based cognitive behavioral therapy and rational emotive behavioral therapy. We use a specific toolkit that has been designed by people considerably smarter than myself. Did I mute myself then? Oh, I can't hear you now.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, you've gone mute. We can hear you now.
You can hear me now. I am not a Zoom expert, so you will have to bear with me. So we're science-based. We're based on the back of cognitive behavioral and rational emotive behavioral therapies. We offer a toolkit that is in a textbook just here with real-world applicable tools on how to help yourself in danger situations. We all struggle. It's all difficult. But with these tools, saved my life outright. And I'm not here to spiel anyone. I have nothing to gain. I would be dead if not for this book. And I'm not. I live a fantastic life. I'm a very happy guy. If you come to the meetings, you'll know. So where can we start? We view recovery as a form of work. It's training. It's something that you pick up when you need and you work at consistently with the aim of getting better. We see the phenomenal similarities between every range of addiction. We have people attending meetings, eating disorders, sex and porn, heroin, food, drinking, drugs, gambling. The symptoms are the same. They really are, and it seems unusual, but from my experience, they are. Where was I? Yeah, so with the symptoms being the same, we decided that it doesn't matter if you drown in 6 inches of water or 6 feet of water. You are no more or less dead than anybody else. If your behaviors are affecting your day-to-day life in a way that if you're tuned in, I'm sure you know, then we offer not just a room, but a room full of people who can genuinely understand what you're saying, and mean it and listen to you with sincerity, and then come across. Well, it feeds in nicely. So the way that a meeting works is really important to me. We start every meeting with, I'm hoping this shares, please bear with me. Oh, only the host can share. Oh, I am not a Zoom expert. We view recovery as a choice. We have chosen to maintain an addictive behavior, and therefore we can choose to stop it. We use self-empowering skills and are trained to help build and maintain motivation, cope with urges, manage thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and live a balanced life. Now, living a balanced life is the end goal for everyone, I would say. No one wants to be at 0 to 100 all the time. Keeping that steady 50 is fantastic. We do that with a meeting. We run a check-in. We will go around in a circle and tell us about your week. Just tell us how you've been. If you're new, say as much or as little as you want to. We like to get names because it's nice. Following a check-in, we'll have a chat about what came up frequently, and we'll set an agenda. We will then go through this book that I have spoken about, and we will find which science-based, proven worked tools apply to the dangerous situations that you're going through in your life. we will then work through the tools. We can workshop them. We can take your real world examples and put them to a group of people who know exactly where you are. They may even be a few steps further in their recovery than you. They may have weathered that same battle 1,000 times over and have a surefire way that works for them. I can't guarantee it will work for you. I can promise you that it worked for me. And we opened up recently with the face-to-face meetings post-COVID with the help of DHI. We have grown from 4 members, myself, Alan, who helps with me, and 2 others in the first meeting, to I think the week before last, we had 31 attendees. We have opened 2 separate meetings because this is working for people. I personally would not say it's debatable. It works if you do the work and you try. It's hard. We know it's hard. Everyone here knows that recovery is a fight, and it can be daily, it can be hourly, it can be yearly, but it is a fight. We kind of view SMART a little bit like a football that's lying around. So it doesn't really matter where you are in your recovery. If you want to pick it up and you want to come and have a look and play a game, be it your first meeting, in 10 years or the 3rd meeting that week, that football will be there for you to kick around. We will be there to help as best as we can. And it does work. We have 3 meetings currently running face-to-face. There's endless online meetings. It's an American company. They run many, many online meetings. We have one at Monday in 12:30 at the DHI building. We have Tuesday 6 o'clock in the Unitarian Church, and we have Thursday 6 o'clock also at DHI. Why did it work for me? So I've seen a lot of people doing great shares. My moment of shock was when I was crying my eyes out at my laptop at 4:30 in the morning, Googling rehab whilst racking up lines on my touchpad. And it's a raw image for me because of the duality. I went to the doctors and said, I've got nothing left. I've got no one. I'm tens of thousands of pounds worth in debt. My family won't talk to me. I hate myself. Please, please help me. I went to BDP. They put me through to SMART, and instantly I was welcome and I was not alone. And there was nobody trying to force me into a process or a system or any of that. Someone handed me a book and said, there are some tools in here that may or may not help you, and your willingness to use them will impact your sobriety and your recovery efforts. I was doing an 8th day of cocaine for a good 10 years. I've been low. I've been on the pipe. I've struck. As with everyone, it was a party, then it wasn't a party. I've been sober now for 2 years, and I mean clean. And my life, I'm a new man. I've got a job that I love. I've got a girlfriend who I love, and I have SMART to thank for that. SMART and my own efforts, because it wasn't easy. And I wish that I had thought ahead and got some of the guys from the meeting. I have never met. I've sat in boardrooms up and down the country. I've sat in Zoom meetings with highers and lowers. And I have never found such wisdom that I find from the diversity in our SMART group. We have 6-figure earners, we have rough sleepers with a shared goal and a mutual understanding of what a struggle recovery can be. And I can't stress enough, if you're a little bit curious or you're on the edge about, do I need support? Would this work for me? Do I have to enter into anything? Just come along and meet us. Because we say all the time, even people who aren't in recovery need mutual support in this day and age. I mean, my God, there's a lot to take on in that. I could go on and on, but the diversity in our meetings with a science-based applicable toolkit that if we workshop in a group, We pick up on individual circumstances and what works for someone else. I think the fellowship works a lot off of shared wisdom. And in that sense, we're very similar. The group works. It is just fantastic. I mean, I wanted to share the meeting guidelines, but I don't really know how, so I'm not going to. But we have little affirmations that we read at the beginning of every meeting that just explain what we do and why we are here. We view addiction as a choice. We have chosen to maintain an addictive behavior, and therefore we can choose to stop it. And that's the deal breaker for me. That is it. It's hard to make the right choices, but it is easier with a squad behind you. One of the banes of my life in early recovery was being told you don't get rewarded for being less of an arsehole, excuse my language, from my parents and peers when I did periods of sobriety. And that hurt, and it knocked me back every time. And I think society looks at it that way a lot. Smart, we celebrate periods of sobriety. I don't care if you've done 3 years or you've done 3 days. If you have managed that time is yours, and nothing that anyone can do or say or any lapse can take that time away from you. And that is fundamental to SMART and my recovery alone. If you are using heroin every day, if you're bang on the gear and you just can't see a way out, and you take that first day and you manage for 1 day to not, that is as big as someone who is managing their year 3, year 4, year 10. If you do lapse, it happens. 99 out of 100 have lapses, and we will study why. And you can bring it, if you're confident, you can bring it to a group and you can lay it out, and we will tear it down to its basic psychology, and we will build it back up to something that we can work with and avoid in the future. I could go on forever about the benefits of Smart Recovery UK. Come to a meeting if you're at all curious. They're wicked fun. I mean, they are not just they're laugh out loud funny. You come in, I cried my eyes out in my first meeting with my little head against the wall, tears streaming down my face, thinking this is the last ditch effort of my life. It was, in a sense. And through dumb luck and tenacity, I'm here, and I am so grateful for Smart Recovery UK. I'll pass it back to whoever I need to pass it back to now, because I could go on forever. Just come visit us.